Hello, I am God. I have made lots of videos explaining who I am, and I hope this is probably going to be one of the last videos I ever make on this subject before people start noticing who I am. So I figured something out. It's about the mark of the beast. And so what I'm doing, I'm doing a screen recording here, so I'm going to use my tablet so I can show you what I'm talking about. So if I just close this, okay, so let's start here. Okay, so these two people, let me get the pen here. Yeah, um, where's the pen? Where's the pen? Here it is. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let me just change the color. Black. That'll do. Yeah. Okay. So this is my dead mum. Okay, Fiona. Okay, and this on the right is Mark. Mark Crawford. Okay, so when I was a teenager, Fiona, my mum, she was friends with Mark. This is a photo of them when they went out clubbing in Brighton, where I used to live, in the gay capital of the United Kingdom, the southeast of England. So when we're talking about Mark of the Beast, well, what we're talking about is Fiona is a beast. Okay, I guess you could say she is. Well, there are two beasts mentioned in the Book of Revelation, but see, when I was a teenager, well, the thing is, my mum always wanted me to be gay. See, my mum was a lesbian, and Mark was gay, is gay. He is gay. And my mum didn't really like me that much, and she decided she wanted to be closer to Mark. Okay? I'll show a picture of myself when I was that age. So, let me just change that. Okay. So there's a picture. Hang on. Get out of that. Okay, so a picture of me. This is a picture of me, Grant Salvin. Okay? I'm God. This is me sitting in a gay bar. That's me sitting at the bar at a pub called the Marine Tavern on a street called Broad Street. And that was 20 years ago, about 20 years ago. Okay? So let me go to my notepad here. Okay? So now that I've shown you that, and I've explained that I grew up with a mum who didn't really want me. Oh, hang on. Wait, what's that? Oh no, that's a video. Sorry. This is what I'm looking for here. So when I was growing up, and the thing is that, you know what, so God is considered Jesus. And the Logos, okay, so Logos means word or the word, yeah? So that's really important to understand, okay? And I've explained this a lot before. Um, and so, you know what a brand is? You know, like Samsung or Marlboro or whatever, right? You know, they often have this at the end of it. They have a trademark. Yeah, a trademark. Well, this is what my mum did to me because she's a demon. Okay? She wanted to do this with me. She wanted Mark to be the word. She wanted Mark to be the logos. She wanted Mark to be seen as Jesus. She wanted Mark to be seen as God. And this is what the problem's all about. This is what the mark of the beast is all about. And I'm going to explain how crazy this gets. It's a very crazy story. And it's very complicated. Okay? So my mom and Mark, they tried to make it look like I didn't exist. And people fell into this trap. In other words, they accepted the mark of the beast. Okay? So now that I've explained that, I'll take that off the screen. Okay? So Mark, he's a hairdresser. He used to cut my hair when I was younger. We used to do drugs together, all kinds of stuff, actually. Used to see him all the time. Anyway, so what happened to me in 2019? This is, probably after I started reading the Bible. Okay, so I started reading the Bible properly when I in sort of 2016 to 2016 to 2019. And in 2019, I got attacked by demons, and they came after me, and they sexually assaulted me. That's very hard for you to understand, but for me, I had to experience it. Yeah, I experienced it. I know it, unfortunately, but that's what happens. So this all connects with a word, berserk. Now, there's an anime series called Berserk that has characters called, there's the main character, he's called Guts. And there's another character called Griffith. Those are the main characters in the story. But I've become aware of something today, that there's a film called Berserk that was made in 1967, and it's about Joan. Well, the actress, actually, hang on. So the actress in it is Joan Crawford. She has the same surname as Mark Crawford. And the thing about the anime that is with Guts and Griffith is that it features, there's the fighting of demons, and there's the mark, there's the brand of sacrifice. The brand of sacrifice that Guts gets. And the reason he gets it is because he's been betrayed by someone he considered trustworthy, someone who was close to him, sacrificed him for power. So he got the brand of sacrifice, and that meant that he would go to hell. And he was being hunted by demons because of that, because someone decided to betray him. See, this is evil witchcraft against me. I'm God. I was Jesus. in terms of magic, well, Jesus is actually associated with my my butt, because my butt is my purse, and guts. It's a magic name. Not to mention, my name is Grant Salvin. So, I explained that this is complicated, but there's actually a video. There's a sketch about Joan Crawford, and actually played by an actor, a male actor. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's someone who plays Joan Crawford in a skit, or yeah, a skit called Mark Gatiss. Oh, it's one. Yeah, Mark Gatiss. So you can see that Mark Crawford is there, can't you? This is how magic works. You see, I follow the trail. I follow the trail, and it leads me, because I can see the magic. I can see the trail of magic, and it leads me to information. I've explained this many, many times. I've made a lot of videos talking about it. But basically, this is how I know this is what this is all about. So in 2019, I got attacked by demons. And back in those days, I was watching the Berserk anime series, which was made in 1997. And it's about Guts and Griffith. And so if you ever seen the first episode of Berserk, there's that scene where Guts is in the woods, and there are all those demons that surround him, and they say to him that that his flesh belongs to the demons, to them, because he's got that brand of sacrifice on him. And I mean, that's the thing. I was Jesus Christ. I was sacrificed. I was the one who was crucified. And the demons want to do that to me again. And this is me defeating them. And if you don't hear what I'm saying, well, guess what? Guess what? You are no good to me. Yeah, you're a follower of this, the false. Okay? That's what you are. You have that mark of the beast. Okay? That's what you worship. So the Berserk film that was made in 1967, it's about so the main character, who's called Monica Rivers, I think, and she has a circus. She has a circus. Okay, you notice how Berserk, yeah, circus, berserkus. Yeah, you know how church. You know what a church is, yeah? Yeah, in Scotland, they like to jokingly call church kirk. Yeah, you notice how that's spelled? Kirk. See, if you don't know how to say CH, you would say K. So you would say Kirk, like that. Some people would pronounce that Kirk rather than church. It matters. Like I said, I am the Word. People pronounce things differently. So, I often, this is the thing, the world, I look at it, it's a circus that is making fun of me all the time. Wow, what a surprise that I found out that there was this film called Berserk, made in 1967, about someone called, and the main actress is Joan Crawford. and is obviously associated with Mark. So the thing is that when I got surrounded by demons, it was very, I could tell that the magic, the situations, it reminded me of all the sort of the demon stuff that you see in the Berserk anime series that Guts has. There was one day I was watching the first episode of the Berserk anime series from 1997, and it's where Guts, he goes into a castle and he slays a demon, a serpent-like demon. And the day after I watched that, I found a dead pigeon in my bathroom sink. And I've been attacked by demons. I've seen what looked like a demon or angel, a demonic looking evil angel. And I've seen other things as well, more demon like things, and I've been attacked to the point where I feel that I've got ghosts all around me. They touch me all over my body all the time. It's been happening since 2019. And this is why I never shut up. This is why I always keep telling people who I am. I'm God. It's just the fact that demons want to kill me. They want to get rid of me. But it ain't gonna happen. So if you've read the Bible, you should know that it talks about the second beast, and there's the mark of the beast, and there's the mark of the beast, and so it means that well, this is the thing. Fiona and Mark were trying to steal my position of power. Okay? Being witches, demons. And people have followed that. And they receive the mark. Okay? And the people who've received that mark, well, guess what? They're getting destroyed. One way or another. Yeah? Those who worshipped the beast, yeah? Those, Fiona and Mark, you will be destroyed. Okay? And anyone else who's involved with this. Because there could actually be other people. There are other people people who I know personally, that I've been close, I've seen, I know their name. They don't know me. I tell them I'm God, they don't believe me. Because they're demons. They believe they have the mark of the beast as well. They're going to burn in the lake of fire. It's their fault. I've been telling them for years and they don't listen to me. So, what else can I say about this? I mean, look, Joan Crawford, what are her initials? Oh, that's right, JC. Who's JC then? Are we talking about Jesus Christ? You see, this is how people get fooled. Yeah, this is how people get fooled. They want to believe that Joan Crawford must be Jesus Christ because she's JC. Yeah, and then you want to leave out Jesus Christ. You want to just cross him out and just let him be gone. You would rather worship somebody else in place of Jesus Christ. Me, or who I used to be. So a lot of evil witchcraft has been done against me. Now I don't know if you know, but the guy who made the Berserk series, the manga and the anime, he made the manga. He's the original creator of the Berserk series. His name is Kentaro Miura. Okay, and he started Berserk in 1989. I was born in 1987. So I was probably less than 2 years old when this guy started writing Berserk. You know what? You want to know when he died? Yeah, he died in his 50s. Yeah, he died on the 6th of May 2021. Now, remember what I told you about my mum, Fiona? Yeah, her birthday is the 7th of May 1964. She died on the 24th of July 2021. The same fucking year as Kentaro Miura. Wow, what a coincidence, huh? You see, there's a magic reason why he died the day before her last birthday. There's a magic reason why that happened. To explain that to you is, well, it's quite complicated, but the fact is, birth day. Well, day is what's associated with light. Yeah? So that's why that matters. Okay? And this is why when I say, I say Jesus is associated with my guts or my butt. Because you see, I don't give birth out of it. I'm male. Yeah? I mean, I give birth. The only place I give up birth out of really is my ass. I mean, technically, it's still giving birth. I mean, birth can mean lots of different things. It's not just talking about a living child, right? Like you can, like how an idea births, or you know, birth is not always talking about pregnancy. Okay, um, so I've tried to explain that as best as I can. I don't know really what else I can say about this right now. So there's a film about Joan Crawford. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm about to watch it. I think if I can be bothered, I probably should. And the film is called Mummy Dearest, and it's based on there was a daughter of Joan Crawford. It was her daughter called Christina Crawford. Okay, Christina. And Christina was abused by her mother, Joan. And Christina wrote a book about it called Mummy Dearest. Or I think that's the name of the book. But there's a film called Mummy Dearest, and it came out I think it was in the 1980s. I think 1981. Yeah, 1981. And Joan Crawford is played by Faye Dunaway. So, Faye, or, Faye is another way of saying Fee or Fiona. Yeah? You see how everything connects together? You see how there are so many connections here. And Christine is the name of my mum's sister as well. My mum, Fiona, has a sister called Christine Neal. Yeah, she's a god hater. Yeah, she is. I mean, there's so many things I could talk about, but obviously I want to try to keep this to the point in this video. I don't really want to. I'm bored of making videos. And the thing about Joan Crawford, well, I've looked at the list of her videos, the list of films she's been involved in. Okay, so Joan Crawford, she was in a film called Lady of the Night. Yeah, so that's quite a significant movie title there. Yeah, Lady of the Night. Yeah, you know that the whore, the great prostitute. Yeah, she's called the Mother of Harlots. Yeah, Lady of the Night. Yeah. So yeah, apparently, it says here that Mummy Dearest, the film, is directed by Frank Perry. Well, Fiona, my dead mum, her uncle was called Frank Goddard. Yeah, I think I think it's two D's. I can't remember. Yeah, it is. I think it is two D's. Yeah, well, three D's. Goddard. Frank Goddard. Yeah, and his, my mum's mum, Fiona's mum, was called Anne Goddard, and when she got married, her name changed to Reed. Yeah, a lot of evil demons in my biological family, and none of them like me, and I don't like them either. Okay, so I think this is all I want to say for this video. Nice and short. The other thing I can say actually is, well, you see, when I was that age, Fiona and Mark, they were doing ketamine together, and I got dragged into this. Okay, they were doing that. They were the ones doing ketamine, and then it became my problem. Now, what's interesting, because obviously when I watched Berserk, I was doing ketamine back then, and that's actually important. You know why? Because have you ever heard of a berserker? Yeah, so there's um the Norse warriors, right? I think they're called Norse. They were Norse warriors. I think they were called berserkers, and what they would do is they would take psychedelic drugs before they went into battle. Yeah, and so I used to watch the series called Berserk on ketamine, which is psychedelic. Well, it is if you take a lot of it. It can be. Um, yeah. So that's another weird connection there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know if you know about, there's the in Jewish mysticism, they have the what they call the I think they call it the, what do they call it again? It's like they call it the tree of life, and the cab uh, what was it? The Kabbalah? The Kabbalah? I think the Kabbalah tree. That's right, the Kabbalah tree. That's what they call it. And it has all these sephiros, so all these sort of disc things like this, and they all connect together, and they all have different meanings and blardy blar, and all that shit, right? and they call it their Kabbalah tree, right? And the top one is called Keter, and that means crown. Yeah? Strangely enough. Did you know that? Yeah, you probably didn't. Probably not. Strange how these things work out, huh? Anyways, you know that I still got sniffles from all those years of doing abuse. But the thing is, my mum, she was a very abusive mother. She was a liar. She wanted everyone to think that she was a perfect mother, that she gave me everything that she spoilt me rotten. She gave me everything I needed. But in fact, she was doing the opposite. She was depriving me of what I needed while making it look like she was doing what she was supposed to do. And nobody ever listened to my cries for help. My family didn't care, and her friends ignored me. Anytime an argument happened, I was always the one considered to be wrong, while she got away with everything. But you know what this is all about? This is all about the mark of the beast. Yeah? And those who sided with the beast, Fiona Salvin and Mark. Okay? So if that's what you have done, and you didn't believe me that I'm God, well, guess what? You're getting destroyed. Yeah, you're going to get destroyed. Destroyed. There you go. Yeah? The lake of fire. Yeah? That's where you're going. Okay?